Hi guys, we are going to be working on Module 1, Topic 3. In this topic, they do have some proofs that you want to do, but proofs I'm really only looking for is how are the triangles congruent. If you want to go more into a proof, you can, which is what I'm going to be doing, but I do know that a lot of sites don't do it, but you should be able to tell me how you would prove it. So here we have a picture right here. Okay. First thing it tells me it is a isosceles triangle. Okay. And that I like to put statements, and I abbreviate it, makes it a lot easier. Proof. So I like to put all of those in here. So triangle ABC. I'm going to abbreviate because I don't have much room. Isosceles triangle, and it is given because they gave us the information. Okay, it is an isosceles triangle, and I'll come back to that in just a minute. Next one, it's telling me that angle, just a minute. So angle CAB is congruent to angle CBA. Again, it is given. And when you do these, I would actually draw them on a piece of paper and draw it on a piece of paper and then mark what you do know. Okay? Mark what you know. Sorry about all those messages. I'm still doing some teaching too. Okay, so CAB and CBA. Okay? So we know those. And then we also know that DC, segment DC, is congruent to segment CE. It's also given. So DC, CE. Okay, so now we're going to go back that we know that this isn't ABC is an isosceles triangle. So this triangle is an isosceles triangle. Hopefully you guys remember the definition of isosceles. Isosceles just means that it has two angles that are the same. So we know the two angles that are the same also means that the sides opposite are also going to be equal. Okay? They're also going to be equal. So we can say that AC or CA, whatever you want to, is going to be equal to BC. And that is definition of isosceles triangle. Okay? And now, okay. So here we also see that they're showing us this is a right angle right here. Okay? If that side is a right angle, we know the inside is also going to be a right angle. I know the picture's not drawn accurately, but let's just do it. So we can say that number 5, we can say that angle CDA and angle CEB are right triangles. Or right angles, sorry. And this is definition of right angles, right? If one side is a right angle, the other one is. Or you could say it is because of definition of supplementary. Either one, I'm going to just say definition of right angle. There's so many different ways to do, to explain it. There's no one way. You can keep going. So if we look at these, we now have 3 pieces of information. So I'm going to change the color so we can see it. So we know this is a right angle. We know these two are the same. And we are also going to mark it on the other. Now, with that in mind, we can actually prove it. We always want 3 pieces of information. So now we can do our proof. Triangle ADC is congruent to triangle BEC because of something. So since it's a right triangle, there are only 4 that we can prove. So, and I'm going to come down here for a minute. We know it could be hypotenuse leg. It could also be hypotenuse angle. If it doesn't have a hypotenuse, it could be leg, leg, or leg angle. I know a lot of schools do not talk about these, but these are the big ones that a lot of the questions are going to be asking about, okay? So make sure, and these are only for right triangles. So I would put that in your vocab if you can. So looking at this, we can see that this is your hypotenuse, right? And it has another side marked, so it's going to be hypotenuse leg. And if you don't have to do the whole proof on the test, I'm fine with that, as long as you can tell me this part. How are they congruent? How can you prove it? If you can do that, I'm happy. Okay? All right, next one. If we go back down, congruent triangles, I know we talked about it before, but congruent triangles are going to have side, 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 angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So make sure you know those. Look them up if you need to, but you will be asked on those. But I will say the majority of them are going to be right triangle only. So make sure you have a picture of those and write them down in your notes. Okay, and remember, quizzes, you can do them. Now, they're also going to be asking about quadrilaterals, and they're mostly going to be talking about these shapes. Okay, so hopefully you guys remember what they look like. If not, draw a picture. That makes it a whole lot easier for you guys. All right, so, and they're usually going to be talking about these four. Those are the big ones in this section, this topic. So, diagonals that bisects their vertex angles, okay? Diagonals that bisect their vertex angles. Okay. So, okay, sorry. Got stuck on something. Okay, so diagonals that bisect their vertex angles. So what we're talking about is if we had, whoops, that's a really bad one, but if that was a square, our diagonals are cutting it so that this one is equal to that one. And I need to pause just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, sorry about the break, you guys. I hate it when phone calls call you right in the middle. Okay, so diagonals that bisect the vertex angles. So we just want to make sure that the two angles are cut exactly in half. So if this was a 90, then this would be 45, and this one is 45. Okay. So with these, and they want to be perfect. So we do know square is 1. Okay, square is going to be 1. Sorry, I'm just looking at my stuff. Okay, so they're going to be it. Rectangle, a little too long, so it's not going to be it. Rhombus, can't really do it because that one is a little bit more tilted. A kite, are going to be cutting it in equal pieces. Trapezoid and isosceles trapezoid are not going to work. Okay, draw a picture out and you will see it. And for a kite, just look at it, maybe like the kites you fly. We're cutting, whoops, I got that one. I was thinking this angle, these two angles are going to be cut, but this one is not. So I would actually say it's only the square. Okay, perpendicular diagonals. Okay, so perpendicular diagonals, there's only going to be 3 of these, and these are going to be a kite, a square, and a rhombus. So kite, rhombus, and square. So we want the diagonals to cut each other into right angles. And see, that's how you can see it is for the kite. Okay, next one. So base angles. So the base angles, so the angles at the bottom, these are the ones that are going to be congruent, so equal. Parallelograms, no. This is just a rhombus made bigger. Square, we know that all the angles are 90 degrees. And same with the rectangle, so all the angles. Rhombus is not, because a rhombus, we are going to be moving it, pushing a square sideways. These two angles, not the same. Same with the kite, they're not going to be the same. Trapezoid, we have two different kinds of trapezoids. Please be specific when you're talking about them. These two angles are not the same. This is a regular trapezoid. Now, a isosceles trapezoid, let's see if I can draw it nicely, is when these two sides are the same. And if you remember, isosceles triangle, if the sides are the same, the base angles are the same. We could have made it into a isosceles triangle, same thing. So the angles are going to be the same. And the last one, opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So parallelogram, definitely. Square is definitely. Rectangle is definitely. We're also going to say it is the rhombus. Can't be the kite, because this side is definitely not the same as that one. No way. Trapezoid is not. You can definitely tell these are not the same. These are not the side. And now this one, the isosceles trapezoid, you have to be a little bit more specific. If it's saying that all opposite sides are parallel and congruent, definitely not, because the top and the bottom are definitely not the same size. But they are parallel. Okay? Now, these two sides are congruent, but they're not parallel. So this is why you have to be a little bit more specific. The word and, meaning it has both. Okay, so review this. Take the quiz on Module 1, Topic 3 with this information. You can actually use this on your quiz. Do it, because a lot of those questions that you see on the quiz are going to be on your Module 1 test. Good luck.